And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's resume the panel discussion. All right. Next up, the discussion is on a subject that is critical to every brand's integrity and consumer trust. Technology at scale, combating counterfeiting, territorial diversion, and frauds in scheme management. Well, this is going to be the topic for this panel discussion. All right, till the time we're getting the chairs set, can I hear a big yes from all of you if you all are still tuned with the day and still enjoying the day? And as I mentioned earlier, that we have a surprise for all of you. Are you all excited? Yes. No, I want to hear a bit louder yes. Can I hear from all of you? Are you all excited? Yes, I really, really love the energy of each one of you. And please join me in welcoming our panel moderator, Mr. Krishna from Genefied.ai. He's there. Can we please put our hands together for him? Welcome, Mr. Krishna. All right, and please join me in welcoming our panelists of this panel discussion. Our first panelist is Mr. Brighav Jain from Monarch Graphics. Let's put our hands together for each panelist as I take their names. Welcome on stage. Next up, we have Mr. Prateek Agrawal from Laksh Industries. Can we please put our hands together, everyone? Thank you. Please put your hands together for our next panelist, Mr. Ayush Gatani from Gatani Plywood. For these panel discussions, can we hear a bit louder round of applause from each one of you? Next up, please welcome on stage Mr. Pankaj Gupta from Greaves Group. Come on, everyone. And we have Mr. Vasu Bansal from Field Assist. All right, he's there. Let's put our hands together. And please welcome on stage Mr. Abhishek KS from Consumer Brand Expert. Let's welcome all of them on stage and hear from each panelist. A very warm welcome to all of you. Let's proceed with it.
Great. So, good evening, everyone. We already have had, power-packed panel sessions and presentations before. But for this one also, I can assure that we have prepared very well. And, and the discussion is going to be great. So, the introduction has already been done. And we can see all the names and, people here. All are recognized, veterans of the industry. And they are well renowned to everyone. So to set the context here, we have three major topics to cover, I would say. So we have counterfeiting, combating counterfeiting, like how brands are facing this challenge of getting their product duplicated, how they are trying to keep measures to prevent the product from getting counterfeited. Then the territorial diversion or infiltration, movement of products from one territory to the other, how they are trying to keep a track on that. And then frauds in scheme management or, schemes not being getting passed on correctly. So these are the three main topics that we are going to cover. And to start with, I would like to have a question in the audience first. What is your understanding about counterfeiting here? Like, how do you perceive this word, or what is your understanding about it? So we can maybe set the context. Anyone from the audience? Oh wow, we have Piyush from IFCO, one of the clients for which we are trying to solve this problem. So if someone can pass on the mic.
Hi, my name is Piyush and I am working with Aquagri as Senior Operation Manager. We are a joint venture with IFCO. So we were facing counterfeiting issues in Uttar Pradesh mainly. for our product Sagrika, and that's how we got connected with Ayush to deal with it. And now we have introduced QR code, which is a unique primary code which is being printed on all the bags separately, and so that we can identify if some bag is being like scanned multiple times, and we can locate the location. We can coordinate with the local people around there and to identify which location are being mostly targeted, and that's how we are like going forward with this. The problem is really big because we are doing a volume of around 1 lakh ton for that particular product in India. And out of that, we keep on receiving complaints from majorly from Uttar Pradesh and Haryana that our product being counterfeited, and it is being manufactured at local areas by people. And moreover, we are in a product which is like farmer friendly, and we are giving to the soil of India, and we are a make in India product. So we don't want anything to be like hampered with the farmers. We are doing wrong to them. So that was the main focus, that farmers should not be cheated with our product. So that's how we like introduced it. Yeah.
No, so, thanks, Piyush, for giving a clear understanding of the problem that the company is facing. And, as you correctly mentioned, it is something which is going into food, which is going into soil and eventually getting consumed. So we completely understand how big the problem is. Thank you for, taking this question. I would also like the people here who are with me. So probably Mr. Ayush will start. He can answer this, that what kind of challenge his brand is facing, what are the measures that he is taking to combat this. So Ayush, if you can give a brief
Thank
idea.
you so much. Say counterfeit, something all the companies have faced more or less now or pastly. So currently we are facing something, plywood is something which we make and it is printed afterwards. So it can be printed, or anyone can print whatever they want. So if me, like Gatani or Century, whoever, it is printed afterwards. Right now, before we were doing a holographic thing, after Ayush came in the picture, we are using QR code now. But the challenge we're still facing it with the end-to-end user. Are they able to know that they have to scan it to know the genuinity of this product? We are still facing that issue. I hope coming down the year, we can still solve that issue, that please scan this. Or the thing is that there are so many apps, they have to use it to know that this product is genuine. That's a challenge which we are facing right now. And I hope we can overcome with some solutions or the other way. So yeah, that's the challenge we're facing right now. Yeah.
Right, so point is very well noted, and we'll work on it, that how we can tell Ayush that how to overcome this particular challenge through our tech. Also, I would request Mr. Abhishek to give us some inputs from his past experience in the consumer brands, that what kind of measures you as a brand take to curb this particular situation of product being counterfeited. If you can, please.
I'll take an example of oil. Oil is something which we use every day at our home. So we order something, say on Amazon, it comes to our home. How many times we check whether it's genuine or not? And it directly impacts health of us and our family members, which is a serious thing, very serious thing. And I understand printing QR code or anything on an oil packet is a difficult thing. But still, if we talk about the health of people, this is very important. And if someone tries to sue the oil company, I'm talking of my experience, out of my experience, sues oil company that your product was bad and that is the reason my child is sick. How do you handle that? So in those cases, offerings from you guys help a lot, wherein I can ensure that, sir, thank you for being my customer, but the product which you are using was not manufactured by us. It is a counterfeit product, because there is a traceability which I have implemented a solution there which gives me a traceability. Traceability shows that it is not my product. But yes, thank you. I'll take help from other government agencies to ensure that my oil counterfeit is not coming to the market.
Right, so this brings another point which leads to directly brand integrity, where if any consumer takes a wrong or counterfeited product for that matter, and they intake it, and if it creates any kind of health hazard, any fatality, then it comes to the brand. So for any brand, it's a big time menace which they want to curb.
So your market value, your market trust goes down, and everyone takes huge time, and they invest a lot in building that brand. that image. Anything wrong over there is a fatality for them. Yeah.
Right, right. Thank you so much. I would also request Mr. Pratik to give his inputs in his particular industry. Like, if you face any such kind of challenges, and how do you try to overcome such issues?
So in hosiery, the main thing is brand obviously is one of the main things why people go to the shops and buy products. Say for example, a Lux vest. Right now I was having a discussion with Harshalji from Modnic. He's from the same fraternity. So we discussed how deep this problem is. We understand where the hubs are. We know where it is being counterfeited. We know where it is being marketed, but we cannot help it. Simply, like I'm taking your example as an e-com product. So if you buy an Lux vest from your e-com partner, maybe Amazon or Flipkart, nobody checks that, whether it's a counterfeit product or a genuine product. And even in case we did this case study with Ayush also, so I have done everything, whatever is written here, from Rewardify, supply beam, scan and win, warranty, everything is done. But the genuine mark is not done because it's not a problem for us as such. So I would say, and to counterfeit and to combat, what we have done is we have put in this technology of QR code. But the problem is, do we have the right printing partner like you have in case of oil packets? Do we have a right printing partner? I remember that day we were launching this Lyra scan and win coupon code. The first coupon, we were trying to document it. The managing director came to scratch that. The QR wiped away. Just imagine our plight. We are going live on that day and he's scratching it through that coin. QR code was wiped away. So that's the problem. So finding the right technology partner. Good one. So what my point is, finding the right technology partner, finding the right printing partner. There's a lot of things involved. Not just putting up the QR codes, but there are a lot of back-end activities associated with that. So technology and cost, again, that's a problem. So these are the problems that we faced.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much for your inputs here. So since you have, taken up this point that there should be a right printing partner. So for that, we have Mr. Bhrighav with us. So Bhrighav, in addition to what sir has right now mentioned, I would like to frame a question for you. You can add both the points.
Yes, for sure.
Right. So in what ways can advancements in printing technology contribute to preventing the counterfeiting of products?
Yes. So I would like to start my answer with the question put by sir from IFCO Tokyo. So in his question, if you look at, it was not only about protecting his brand, it was also about seeing maybe they were experiencing interstate sales. So which we are discussing about is counterfeiting and territorial diversion. So when today there is printing technology, the way the technology has grown to print various security features, in which the QR code is a kind of a security feature. Today, when I meet people, I say the QR code is a new hologram of the industry. Today, when we see the bottles which are kept here, each bottle is having a QR code on top of it. Each on the top side and on the sideways as well. It gives us an assurance that the product is genuine. But how many of us have actually scanned it today? Maybe 1 out of maybe 100. So the printing technology in our country to print the QR codes is not being utilized to give an experience to the customer. Where when we work with international customers, they are utilizing this QR technology in a more customer experience way. Either they are asking a customer to scratch off, either they are asking a label to be peeled away by using a multi-layer labels. They're putting an intrinsic value on that QR code. It is not an open information for scan and verified, because mostly open QR codes in our country at least, we feel them, it's a link to a website. And we end up not using the QR code. scanning because we think it is for supply chain. It is only for billing. So this is one of the reasons QR codes are not being scanned. And the way the QR codes need to be portrayed or printed. It could be in a colored manner. It could be in a hidden manner. Or it could be an advancement with a digital watermarking. So these QR codes in the printing technology needs to be given more value on how it's going to be communicated, how it is going to be used. The more sensory feeling, the more experience we give to the customer to utilize this QR code, the more value we put to it, how it's going to be used. I think all the stakeholders in the supply chain, the system integration partners will be able to bear more fruits on it. So my conclusion remarks for, if you say, the new printing technologies, if somebody needs to think about it, it's about using multi-layer labels, try to hide your QR codes, go for more parent and child relationships, using more of scratch-off, go for digital watermarking along with the QR codes. So these are the three big takeaways I feel which we are not adopting here.
So, like what I have understood from what you were trying to tell here, so it's more about developing a smart packaging
Yes,
as well as setting up a right communication
right,
so
right
that
communication.
the other party, the other person who is supposed to scan or maybe check the genuinity or
Yes.
anything out of the product, they should have a clear understanding
Yes,
about it.
definitely about.
Right, right. So thank you so much, Brigov. So I have, so we have Mr. Pankaj who is from Greaves Group. So I have a question for you here. In addition to what we have discussed so far, so right now we try to understand that what any brand, say Mr. Piyush gave us some insight, Mr. Ayush told us something, Mr. Abhishek told us, how counterfeiting has been a menace. Mr. Pratik told us that it is dependent on the industry and the product type. But as far as a law enforcement agency is concerned, so how would you like what kind of proactive measures can any organization take or enforcement agencies should take to identify, track and measure product movement in distribution network? And I'll
do the action parts.
right, all right, sure. So, Mr. Vasu,
Right.
if you can take it up.
Yeah, I'll take that up, Krishna. And in fact, I'll start from where, in fact, what Mr. Piyush mentioned, the gentleman at IFCO, कि challenges Mumbai में है, sorry, he took an example of Mumbai, UP and Haryana, right? कि UP में भी है, हरियाणा में भी है, challenges अलग हैं, लेकिन challenges हैं, right? IFCO is a category, right? At Hosiery, sir, you have challenges. Bisleri के अलग challenges हैं. आपने अडानी में कच्चा तेल बिक रहा है, रूरल में नकली counterfeit product produce हो रहा है. Different categories would have challenges, counterfeiting. Different regions would have, nuances would change. And sir, you mentioned that we know that technology will help. We are looking at a reliable partner who can help. And in my experience, when I speak with multiple categories, one thing that commonly everybody is looking at and what has really worked in the industry is the finer understanding of the business. कि अगर you understand the customer of these brands, right? Customer is the distributor, retailer, and the end customer also. And one, through the data pointers at these levels, we're able to capture that what are the transactions through the supply chain that are happening. And then reliable partners where, let's say, where these transactions are happening, and such as Genefied, which are responsible for the end footprint from the retailer to tertiary as well. And how can such collaborations also happen where the entire footprint right after production and until it went from a distributor, retailer to tertiary, it went into the market, we could get that entire footprint.
Right.
And figure out through that data pointer and perhaps not take action early, perhaps just take those footprints, take a view of that transaction, and then perhaps
Observe
over a
and
period of
strategize.
time, yes, and then strategize over a period of time.
Right. So I'm sorry, I'll just reframe my question for Mr. Pankaj here. So the intent was that we got a problem from the brand. Now, as an enforcement agency, how you come into action and what kind of measures you take to make sure that the counterfeiter is caught, and how can technology help you in identifying them in a better way? Right, sir.
So I'll start with, I'm a hardcore field guy. I'll start with case scenarios here. We had once received a matter a few years back when QR codes were not there, where a truck started from Jaipur, but the contents were stolen and it ended somewhere. So we were hired by Dabur to find the products. We found the products that those products were sold in Delhi in the Khari Bauli area. Now, if we had this technology handy that time, we would have easily come to know where the product landed. This technology was not there, and it took us around 30 days to find the products. So if the products have reached a distributor in Delhi and some consumer should have scanned it, we immediately would have known where the products are. We found the products eventually. We got the Jaipur police to Delhi. We got the products seized, but we found only 40 or 50% of the products. Rest of the products were sold. So this was a loss to the company. The other case scenarios where fertilizers are counterfeited, we work with a multinational company. They use QR code scanners. Like Mr. Piyush said, we were able to exactly identify the problem area. He says UP, yes, it was in UP, somewhere in Bareilly nearby that. A lot of sugarcane farmers are there. We were able to identify a specific area, then do a market survey there, and trace back the manufacturers, and we did almost 7 to 8 raids in that particular season for 2-3 months. Generally, the process would be going to the police or the agriculture department for fertilizers and getting them activated to do raids there. So this is how we tackle, ground situations.
Right. So thank you, sir. So I believe Ayush, this could be helpful in your case where you feel that a lot of products are getting counterfeited and people, they are not able to identify which is the right product. So with the help of tech, definitely it can work. So I'll move on to the next topic here quickly. I see, in the favor of time. So the next question would be about the territorial diversion that we face here. So how do brands identify and address territorial diversions without disrupting their genuine distribution network? So Prateek sir, if you can give a input on this, please.
So I think this is the problem with the entire industry. It is completely agnostic to any sector that we are talking about. Territorial diversion is there. We know it. It's a known devil for us. Especially example कि जयपुर का माल कहीं पे भी बिक रहा है, वेस्ट बंगाल का माल उड़ीसा में बिक रहा है. Many would argue that what's the problem? ब्रांड का तो सेल हो ही रहा है, ब्रांड का तो मार्केट निकल ही रहा है, मार्केट शेयर भी अच्छा है, सेल भी अच्छी हो रही है. But what about the general trade partners, the channel partners, distributors, retailers, semi-wholesalers? So we have got semi-wholesalers also. What about them? हमने जो कैलकाटा में जो हमारे retailers हैं या distributors हैं, उनका क्या होगा? What will happen to them? So in order to save that, what we had done with the help of Genefied, so a QR code, we are using the track and trace supply beam app of this. Once the QR code or a product is outside the factory, we are tagging it with the distributor then and there. Now when the retailer of a different state scans the QR code, they are not able to get the points because we have put a flag on the state level. We have not done it on the city level because it's too micro, but we have done it on the state level. कि ठीक है, एक बार तो state के distributors को तो पकड़े पहले, outside states. So this is how we have curbed our territorial diversion.
Right. Please, yeah.
Also to stop territorial diversion, so another customer of ours, due to the rise of the digital printing technologies and short runs and customization, because the times are gone where we as printers are saying to a brand, okay, I need 100,000 labels to be printed. Today we are saying, okay, we are looking to print only 500 or 5,000 labels into 20 SKUs. So one of our customers has utilized this idea in technology and using an in-house inkjet printer. They have gone into printing those kind of MRP labels in multilingual wise. And also they have done a coding which they are able to change batch wise or an order wise. So when their team is going on the ground through very easily visual aids, they are even without scanning, they are able to identify, or they have that brief or the input from the team, this batch, this code of material should be there. So now by adding multilingual, only not being English only, they are just by making things a bit complex and making it visually easy to identify for territorial aversion, for their ground teams to understand. This way, the printing technologies are being utilized. I just wanted to add that.
Which is again, I would say, an example of using smart packaging.
Smart packaging.
And proper communication at the
Proper
user end.
communication.
Right.
And because being short run, it is now commercially viable to do it.
Certainly.
So a lot of companies can think about this where technology meets this print flexibility now.
Right. So thank you so much, Prika, for contributing on this.
I'd like to share one more case scenario over here.
Yeah.
We do a lot of insurance investigations also for American and Canadian companies. Nowadays, I don't know how many would have you noticed, there is a QR code on death certificates and birth certificates also now. So we get cases where, a person died in Maharashtra somewhere and he's filed a death certificate, his family has filed a death certificate, and eventually it turns out to be fake. So we've got dead people alive. I myself have got 6 dead people alive in the last 10 years. When we were discussing outside, I was showing them details of a case we did yesterday. So we found that a lady who had died in Zira in Punjab, she's still alive.
Just for the insurance frauds.
Just for the insurance.
Got it. So definitely we get very good, interesting use cases from these kind of discussions. Sir, I would like to, you also to. Don't try to fake your death. Actually.
Once I was sitting in front of a person with his death certificate.
So I would like your inputs also on the same thing, sir. Like how these territorial diversions, how do you keep them in check without disrupting your existing supply chain? So, right.
Yeah, as you mentioned, language thing is an easy to do thing. Taking advantage of the technology which is there, something which is to be sold in Karnataka, the language should be Kannada there. On the pack, just one line. If someone tries to sell it in Andhra, any of the salesperson can visually see and check it. On top of that, you can keep margins in such a way that if someone tries to move from one state to another state, it is not financially viable for him. And if you can invest in something like a super app, like we were talking, like Adani is having one Adani One, or Tata is having Tata New. So any of the consumer, anywhere, if he scans, he gets a point. If it's a genuine thing, he gets a point which he can redeem in any other product which is being offered by that group. So educate the consumer, give them proper options to be educated and to utilize that education, and keep things simple. Because as a consumer, even if you are purchasing an expensive liquor bottle, how many of us really go and scan the QR code on that? In Gurgaon, many have heard that there are counterfeit bottles there. But how many of us really scan it? We don't. Why? Because even if I scan, what I'm going to get? If I get something in return, obviously I'll scan it. It takes just 10-15 seconds. So we have to make that easy for the consumer.
So probably we can start doing this once we, get the liquor opened. So we can check this whether it is showing genuine or not. Then we can fight with the hotel if it is not. Yeah. Right. So, adding on to this, so Vasu, we heard, what kind of problems any brand faces.
Right.
And what kind of unique cases
Yes.
companies like Grieve come across.
Yes.
So, how technology can, come into place, come into the picture and
Yes.
get this thing sorted for the brand.
Yes.
Please, your inputs would be valuable.
Perfect. So I'll make it a quick one. I heard 20 minutes. Yes. So yes. So I'll make it quick. Yes. So I think one thing that of course is important for all brands is sales numbers, right? Is of course a lot of sales leaders and of course brands thrive on the numbers. However, and I'll take it from a quote of 97 of Steve Jobs, where he said that you've got to start from the experience first and technology follows, right? So now how do I marry both these things, numbers and technology and experience? Of course, brand ke liye numbers, while sales and numbers are important, what's important is the experience they are imparting and delivering to their partners, which is again distributors, retailers, even the sales org is a customer for the brand. So while अगर territorial diversion हो रहा है, territory A से B में dump हो रहा है, of course number तो फिर भी आ ही रहे हैं, right? However, some relationships might be getting hurt, right? The distributor relationships might be getting hurt, the retailer relationships, the sales relationships may be getting hurt. So how do you make the process of technology inclusive? Right, where right from a distributor, retailer, and tertiary level also, you're trying to first take a transaction, have an inciting on top of it that now you know that already this is what my heat map looks like. This is, let's say, my entire sales of India. This is my entire territory. Within that, this is the territorial bifurcation for my distributors, retailers, etc. And then, again, you don't take action early. First, you take transactional control of all the transactions that are happening. That's the actualization part of it. That's where a reliable technology partner, again, where experience will play, where if it is easy to use, a technology provider should provide easy user experience, because only then the transactions get captured. So one, we focus on easy to use technology, which of course Genefied and both Field Assist have pioneered and invest significant effort in simplifying the user experience. So one, you have the simplicity, therefore you have the transaction, right? Information. That second is then you formulate inciting on top of it. That now you start saying that, all right, territory A was dumping into territory B. Now you show that to the distributor of territory B कि यार तेरे area में इतना potential तो था. Perhaps, right? There are different ways, different brands drive it differently. So you know the potential of the geography, but since you were not able to do it, perhaps somebody was able to do it. And then how do you marry that relationship? Because of course, that's for the brand to own. And then the impact is where you start collaborating and build that ecosystem where relationships are intact, where information is coming in on a regular basis, and that's where impact is happening by building up an ecosystem of trust and flowing the products that the brand is responsible for into the channels that they are.
Right, so it's more about getting the digital footprint at all the levels.
Yes.
So that once we get the information, once we get the footprints, and accordingly, any brand for that matter, they can strategize and take it up accordingly.
Without making it difficult and also ensuring that the trust and relationship is maintained. Yes.
Right, so I'll quickly take the last one, which is like how do brands take loyalty schemes and trade promotions, how these gets manipulated, and how can businesses protect their intent at scale here. So Ayush and Mr. Pratik, if you can take this up.
I'll definitely take the grass level which is happening with us right now. So let's say Ayush is making a home. So he'll call a carpenter or an architect to his home. So he gets a lump sum order of plywood, laminates or whatever XYZ material. So जैसे ही carpenter के पास आता है, architect के पास है, they scan immediately. But after let's say 7 months when the home is ready, there are few leftover plywoods or leftover laminates which is there in every site. it has to be taken back by the distributor. In that 7 months, the architect or the carpenter has redeemed the points, has taken back the cashback or whatever scheme which is going on. And when it's taken back by the distributor, the company has to reactivate the QR code. And it's a loss for the company. There is no other option. He won't be able to sell it. So that is one major challenge which we are facing right now. I hope we can overcome for a time period, something like that. If Ayush, you want to answer that for that?
Okay, so what we're doing is, Ayush, and a great question. What we're doing is that every QR code, when you put, you have the front traceability also, you have back-end traceability. Currently, if the carpenter is scanning and the carpenter returns the particular product, for hosiery industry, and we pioneered with this with Pratik ji in Lux Venus or Lux Nitro or Lyra, is that when the distributor takes back the product, he scans it then and there itself. So what happens is कि majorly क्या होता है, हमने जो देखा है कि distributor एक retailer से माल लेता है और उसी समय उसकी गाड़ी चल रही होती है, दूसरे retailer पे dump कर देता है, क्योंकि वो इतना logistics हो जाता है कि वो वापस लेके नहीं जाता अपने डिपो पे. तो what we've understood is that that distributor's person to reactivate has to re-scan that particular QR code then and there itself. And why would he do it? Now the question is that two reasons. One, वो distributor का retailer वो दूसरा खराब होता है, इसलिए वो majorly करेगा. दूसरा reason ये है, if we have a connected loyalty system, wherein what we've done is these days हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर का एक पैनल बना रहे हैं जिसके अंदर पॉइंट्स सारे ट्रांसफर हुए डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को और फिर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर से रिटेलर को पॉइंट्स ट्रांसफर हुए. पॉइंट ट्रांसफर सिस्टम में क्या होता है कि आज आपको पता चल रहा है कि रिटेलर ने जब उसको रिडीम किया तो अलाउ भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर करेगा. तो आपके जो पेमेंट्स के जो मेथड्स है कि भाई रिटेलर टाइम पे पेमेंट नहीं दे रहा या उसने गिफ्ट रिवील कर लिया बिना वो माल बेचे, तो वो रिकनसाइल, जब तक डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर थोड़ा सा एक्टिवली बस उसको स्कैन नहीं करना QR कोड, बट ही हैज़ टू एक्टिवली एंगेज in that particular activity, and that control has to be driven by the brands. Matlab, I'll be very honest, distributor system mein is as active as the brand is, right? So if we can activate distributors to do little bit of activities, उनको समझाना है एक बार, आपकी sales team के साथ मिलकर के उनको समझाना है कि अगर आप वापस माल लोगे तो स्कैन करके लोगे, और आप अगर कोई भी गिफ्ट रिडीम करोगे तो वहाँ पर रिडेम्पशन का जो बटन आएगा उसमें देख करके रिडीम करोगे अपना लेजर, ताकि अगर पेमेंट आपकी हो गई एक नंबर 1 तो आप रिडेम्पशन देना, और दूसरा अगर पेमेंट नहीं हुई है या गलत QR मतलब किसी गलत आदमी को माल गया, पॉइंट्स उसने ले लिए, तो आपकी विजिबिलिटी आती है, तो वहाँ पर आप रिजेक्ट करके उस आदमी को ब्लॉक या बैन कर सकते हो. बैन तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया, बट मतलब उसको कहीं ना कहीं कर्ब कर सकते हो. तो दिस इज समथिंग व्हाट वी हैव डन.
This we have done. What we have done is we have like frozen the account of those retailers where we are finding these kind of problems. So we have done this in Lyra and Venus both. So coming back to the question, the frauds and schemes, I have just one problem that we are facing is with this advent of technology, people in India are more smarter. Once आप एक चीज़ लेके आओ तो उसके ऊपर भी और जुगाड़ ले जाते हैं. So हमारा problem is coupon cutting. So you saw that we are giving out coupons to the retailers. वो retailer के पास जाता ही नहीं है. So distributors are keeping it with themselves. They are hoarding it. They are creating a fake retailer account. They are passing on the schemes to that fake retailer account. So they are enjoying both the distributor scheme as well as the retailer scheme. So, but the actual retailer is not getting anything. So this is the main challenge.
Right. So thank you, sir.
So the only way we can change that is putting, very important question. I think this should be answered. The main thing is, sir, we'll have to put the QR codes on the packaging itself. The coupon system was an age-old system. Obviously, we made coupons smarter. But thinking from a distributor point of view, and I've had a lot of meetings with the distributors as well. कुछ family members भी distributors हैं, कुछ लोग भी distributors हैं. Again, the psyche is that I should get 20%. Brand thinks that they don't do anything. They should get 5%. And distributor कर क्या रहा है कि वो scan कर रहा है इस वजह से नहीं कि वो कूपन, उस वजह से क्योंकि उसको कूपन के लॉजिस्टिक्स अलग वे में रन करने पड़ रहे हैं. आपने माल डंप कर दिया डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के पास, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर माल भेज देता है रिटेलर के पास. उसकी आदत है माल भेजने की, उसकी आदत कूपन भेजने की नहीं है. तो आपको QR कोड सिर्फ और सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट पे लगाना पड़ेगा, आप कूपन पे उसको बहुत ज़्यादा दिन नहीं चला सकते. दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव अंडरस्टूड फ्रॉम द मार्केट, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द मंथ व्हेन ही इज लुकिंग एट इट कि भाई इतना बंडल कूपन का पड़ा हुआ है, अब इसका क्या करूं, खुद स्कैन कर लूं या मेरे फेवरेट रिटेलर को भेज दूं.
So Ayush, why is this coupon kind of thing is working very well in the paint industry and that Birla White Putty kind of stuff? So, or maybe it could be in fertilizer as well. I don't know. So why this kind of coupon is working
नहीं,
well in those kind of
वो कूपन
industries?
अंदर जाता है. ये कूपन इनका क्या है, 10 पीस के साथ जाता है, बाहर जाता है. तो that's a different system what we are talking here about.
But I will put one other problem on this, that coming back to your question, we have done this in Venus. So Venus में तो हमारा पैकेज पे ही है. So the problem is still there. वो बस कूपन ले लेके खाली वो बॉक्स को ही लेके स्कैन करके भाग जाता है.
सर थोड़ी आंखें बंद करनी पड़ेगी सर.
Right. So,
Sanjay sir has a question, please.
Okay,
For the panel.
First of all, I wanted to address his concern, then territorial, and then lastly this. Before I start, I want to ask, what you were asking was not distributor versus retailer. It was retailer versus consumer. Yeah. You were talking about retailer से वो लेके आया प्लाई और उसे वापस करना, यही आपका? So it was retailer versus user.
You mean आप distributor भी ले लो, it's the same अगर
No, Minesh दूसरा है. Okay. So first of all, I want to tell about Piyush's concern. QR code is a wonderful system. We are implementing. We are bringing it into our system with partners like Genefied and all. But the process should continue until we have enough enlightenment in the minds of user. This process has to continue. This is not this that today I implement QR code system and from next week we are having eliminated virtually everything, which he has also told that despite best efforts we'll be reaching to a certain maximum level, but that maximum level will increase. So what has to be done? He has made one Lyra video, mimic. So education, the moment you have got data of your consumers, like he has got data of his farmers, next season we will have even more data. So such uses on this, a very small mimic should go to those farmers, because QR code doesn't mean anything until farmer is knowing that I will be able to see a certificate of validation the moment I scan it. So he is rejecting it at the root itself, where a retailer is trying to do some mix up over there. So this is the process which we'll have to do gradually, which we are doing in other products also. With EcoAgri people, I'll discuss it separately. As far as territorial divergence are concerned, this is one thing which is under the same leadership. Two different territories, two different people who are holding there. So now this once or twice they may make mistakes, but once actions are taken, they are persuaded, these processes can be stopped. Because this is not this is a typical thing, which is he is having some different intention. As far as issues related to the third one, the distributor and this retailer, these issues should be handled differently with stronger technology or whatever you can do. Because here we should not allow any manipulation. What is due to retailer should go to retailer, what is due to this should go to distributor, and for that he has got hundreds of ways we can work together. Each organization has got his own way of functioning, his own set of problems. As regards what you have told, if really out of 100 plyboards, if 5 or 10 plyboards are remaining, and what Ayush was telling, these, if even I return that as consumer, and in my place maybe my carpenter has worked as consumer and he has taken the benefit out of that, once it goes back, it is, if he is really diverting it to some other user, it is very difficult to take care of those 4 or 5 things. For this, maybe we have to think something differently. Because he has already redeemed those issues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving your inputs on this. So, in the interest of time, I'll just conclude this session quickly. So, what we understood from all, these three topics, these three problems that we try to, address from the brand side as well as from the service side of it. If brands are ready to use technology, a digital footprint can be created at all the nodes of supply chain. Once we get the digital footprint, and obviously with the help of smart packaging and proper communication going out to the right channel, maybe we can address these kind of problems. Maybe it will not get solved 100%, but definitely it can come under control. And that's what I would say would be as a submission for this particular discussion here. Thank you so much everyone for giving your inputs on this, and thank you so much audience for giving your thoughts and inputs on this particular topic. Thank you.
And thank you so much to all of you, to all our panelists and our panel moderator for bringing this topic ahead and sharing your viewpoints on it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome on stage Mr. Wasim from Khyber Cement. Can we please welcome him on? I request you all to please be here because I'm calling him out on stage to felicitate all of you. Yes, can we please welcome him on stage with a louder round of applause? Welcome on stage, and I request you to please felicitate all our keynote speakers of the session. Please put your hands together for our first speaker, Mr. Bhrighav Jain from Monarch Graphics. Let's put our hands together as I take the names of each panelist. Thank you for joining us here. Next up, we have Mr. Prateek Agrawal from Laksh Industries. Can we please put our hands together for all of them? And people at the back too.
Thank you
for joining us here.
Next up,
we have Mr. Ayush Gatani from Gatani Plywood. Let's welcome each one of them. Let's appreciate each one of them with louder round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, please welcome Mr. Pankaj Gupta from Greaves Group. Thanks to each panelist for joining us here. And please put your hands together for Mr. Vashu Bansal from Field Assist. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Abhishek KS from Consumer Brand Expert. Thank you very much to all our panelists for joining us here. And let's take the picture together. Let's give a round of applause once again to all of them.